And we are live. Hello, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. We are sitting here. Kaylee is just coming into play here. I just wanted to have a very short conversation regarding how difficult it is to be able to do readings. Now, I'm going to speak for myself. Kaylee can speak for herself, but I'm going to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay, thank you. So, as far as readings are concerned, number one, I get extreme anxiety before each and every reading. I want you to think about this. Think about how difficult it would be to sit in front of a perfect stranger, right? You don't know the person, you don't know anything. They have these expectations because they read the reviews, they heard about you. So now you have to actually tell the individual about their life, about their family's life. Hello, Virginia. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you guys. Hi. Um, you're close to something. I'll lower you down.
I think I just moved. I moved them.
Oh, you moved them.
I moved them.
I can't move them. So anyway, um, so you're sitting in front of a perfect stranger, right? And they have this expectation that you're supposed to be God, like you're supposed to know everything. Um, I had one person say to me, "Well, I can't find my keys," and their keys were in their back, like pocket area, and they said, "Well, you should have known that. You're psychic." I'm like, "Hello, we don't do lotto numbers." Um, so, like, I, it's extremely stressful to sit in front of strangers and tell them their entire life. It is not an easy task for me. I don't know how it is for Kaylee, but I write everything down, and sometimes they're like, "Well, I don't know what that is." I said, "I really don't care." I literally say that. I said, "I don't give a shit if you don't know what it is now, because you are going to know what it is." And then they, at the end of the reading, they'll put two and two together. Virginia said she was trying to be funny about the keys. Leave the jokes to us. You just buy stuff in the store and just deal with it, okay? So anyway, that is the way I feel about that. It is not an easy thing for me. It gives me anxiety knowing that I have to go and read somebody, and what happens if they're not happy with the reading? Like, oh my God, did I fail, or am I losing it, or what happens? I don't know. So I go through that often. I love the days that I don't have to read and I get to sit behind the counter. But I love helping people. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I get nervous reading people because I'm not sure what I do. I don't know what I do. So not knowing what you do, and it's so funny because I'm not really supposed to know what I do. The reading is not for me, so I'm really not supposed to understand it. Um, so that's the way I feel about it. I don't know how Kaylee feels about it. Why don't you tell us?
I mean, I definitely feel really similar to that. Just it's like literally sitting in front of somebody and knowing it's exactly what you said. It's like not knowing anything about them, and having it make sense. Like you have to have it make sense to somebody. And it's really, honestly, it's pretty baffling. It's, I mean, it's interesting. It's like, I mean, we don't even know where it's coming. Like we don't know what we're doing. So it's just like we don't ask you any questions. You don't ask us any questions. Did I leave the door unlocked?
No, they were just playing on it.
Oh.
But so yeah, and so if we don't know what we're doing,
Right.
and like something comes across, it's not really supposed
You
to.
might want to turn down the volume on it.
What?
The music is playing on it. You hear it? There it is. There it is.
I'm not supposed to know what it is. You're not supposed to know what it is. But for some reason,
You know what's really interesting is when people, we're finished with the reading and people go, none of that made sense. And it's like, we said past, present, and future.
duh.
It's not supposed to make sense.
All right, don't make
You
me
know?
have to kick your ass.
It's not supposed to make sense. That's why we give you the piece of paper to take home. So that way, you can look over it and that way it stays with you. And sometimes it really doesn't digest until you get home and you're looking at it and you're like, holy crap, I totally forgot this happened in January. And was a significant,
Right.
thing, and it's just like people, it may not click right away because there's so much information that comes through that you're just trying to process everything. And so a lot of the times we do get people that come back and they're just like, it all made sense. When I got home and I sat with the paper, everything made sense. Either that or it made sense like a year down the line. Like everything you wrote down happened.
I had that happen to me twice. I had one lady not recently, a couple of months ago. To me, that's recently. Pay for a 15-minute reading to tell me how accurate the reading was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you don't need to pay 15-minute reading to tell me that the reading was accurate. You could just come in and talk to me. She goes, well, I don't care. I just needed to do it. I needed to tell you this. And there are people that walk out of here saying like, oh, geez, none of that shit made sense. And then all of a sudden, like, things start to unfold. And like you said, it could be a month later. It could be 2 months later. It could be 3 months later. I remember doing a reading in New York, in Port Jefferson, actually, in a park. The ladies were from Connecticut. They took a ferry over to Port Jeff. And I did a reading for this lady. She was 86, and it was at a picnic table. And she said, all I want to know is where is my ring? I said, well, if you just want to know that, it's behind the couch. Move the couch. The ring will be there. You could have just asked me that over the phone. They went back home. I swear to God. She called me and she said, you made me a true believer. I had them move the couch and my ring was sitting right there.
I got chills. It's truth.
I no, I'm serious. Like, I'm serious.
You told me what happened to my ring. I lost my ring. And I remember asking you, I said, what happened to my ring? You said, I lost in water. Well, that makes sense because I didn't find it anywhere.
But I was, and I know it's going to sound a little creepy, but I was told to say that it was behind the couch. So I was told to say that. Who was I told to say that by? I don't have that answer. So I really don't know. I just know that I was told to say it. So if you're ever looking to do readings, you have to understand, say the first thing that comes to your head. Say the first thing that comes to you, because the second thing is you overthinking the first thing. Just say it. Because how many times have you said something, right? And the person said, well, it's this. And you said in your head, oh my God, I was going to say that first. So just say, for instance,
that happened when I first started my journey. That happened to me so much because I was so nervous all the time. And then
you second guess yourself.
I second guessed myself. And I'll never forget